Hello, Mr. Crossell. How's business been?
Terrible.
Oh, good, very good. All thanks to your advice, Miss Yanfei. What brings you here today?
We need things.
You're too kind. I was simply doing my job. Now, I believe that the last time we met, you mentioned that you were looking to source some Smaragdus Jadeite to make hairpins. Have there been any further developments on this front?
Hey, just a side note, Yanfei, can you wear more than like a swimsuit? Like, please?
Well, yes, as a matter of fact, in the end I did acquire a small piece of Smaragdus Jadeite and had it fashioned into a pair of hairpins.
Wow.
Miss Yanfei, might I presume that you have an interest in the hairpins? I must apologize, I've already rented them out to a lady named Zhiqiao. If you'd like to inspect them, you may have to wait quite some time.
I think we just wanted the Jadeite.
Wait, isn't Smaragdus Jadeite really rare? Aren't you worried about the hairpins getting damaged or lost while they're being rented out?
No, I'm not worried in the slightest, because I signed a contract with Miss Zhiqiao before renting them to her. The contract makes it quite clear that if she loses or damages the item in question, she must compensate me for its full original value. In return, I included a clause that guarantees the Smaragdus Jadeite is genuine, with a penalty of 10 times the item's value payable by me to Miss Zhiqiao in the event that it is shown to be a fake.
Guaranteed genuine, with 10 times the value payable if this claim is shown to be false. Yes, these terms are very clear indeed.
Of course. This way, both the client and I have the assurance we need. To ensure fairness, each of us has retained an original copy of the contract.
Nice.
In that case, might you know where Miss Zhiqiao lives? We'd like to pay her a visit and have a look at the hairpins.
Oh, of course. She wrote her address down when we signed our contract. Here, I'll mark it on your map for you.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Crossell. We'll be off now.
Ciao. Oh, you lost him, haven't you?
Oh, whatever
Yep,
shall I
you
do?
lost him.
Yes, that's me. Is there something I can help you with?
You lost them.
How do you do, Miss Zhiqiao? We understand from Mr. Crossell that you recently rented a pair of hairpins from him. My associates and I are very interested in them. Would you mind letting us take a look at them?
Yanfei, I'll just take a moment of your time, Yanfei. She's lost them, and so she can't really let us take a look at them. So, you know, just so you know.
The hairpins. I can't lend them to you right now. I've lost them. I don't know how it could have happened. I always kept them right by my side, and I hadn't even worn them yet. I spent so much money on them. If I have to pay their original value, there's no way I could come up with that amount of money on such short notice. My family is in the ore business too, but business has been suffering ever since the chasm was sealed off.
I'm not following you.
We now have a backlog of paid-up orders just sitting around, so we've been having to purchase some stock from other ore merchants to complete them. A big banquet is coming up in a few days, and several ore merchants I know of will be there. I need this opportunity to mingle and discuss prices.
So, you bought them to be fake, is what you're telling me.
That's what the hairpins were for,
Well,
to keep up appearances.
appearances.
I can't have them looking down on me.
You know what? If they look down on you, just punch them in the face. I'm just telling you.
But now that I've lost the hairpins, what will I do?
Why does Paimon have a sudden strong sense of deja vu?
Yeah. This is my life right now.
Would you really? I sent a commission to the Adventurers Guild, but I haven't heard anything back from them yet.
Well, I am an adventurer.
Hold on. Don't run off looking for the hairpins just yet.
Why not?
Miss Zhiqiao, would you let me have a look at the rental contract you signed?
Huh? Well, I mean, sure, I have it right here. Here you are.
Let me see.
That's right! Yanfei said she's a legal advisor, didn't she? Maybe she can help Zhiqiao somehow.
Yeah, it'd be kind of unfair to the guy that, acquired these items.
True. Though surely there must be a win-win solution.
Doubt it.
Right. I finished reading the contract. The terms are very clear, and they do indeed stipulate that you must pay Mr. Crossell the original value of the hairpins as compensation for the loss. Furthermore, the contract also expressly states that the amount of compensation must take current market prices into account. And given the rarity of Smaragdus Jadeite, I fear that the final amount of compensation may end up being significantly higher as a result.
What is the point of this conversation right now?
Even higher? Oh, no.
Uh-oh. Juchao looks like she's about to faint.
Did none of these characters have filters?
However, all of this is assuming that it is indeed genuine Smaragdus jadeite that was inlaid into the hairpins.
Did you really have to pause before saying that part? Anyway, the hairpins are lost, so how exactly would we be able to find out if the jadeite is genuine or not? Whichever way you look at it, we've got to start by finding those hairpins.
Except that if we found the hairpins, there'd no longer be any need to check whether the jadeite is genuine, would there?
I'm confused.
Seems right.
Please. Please, don't trouble yourselves over this. The fact is, I lost the item, and I should pay compensation per the contract.
I mean, you kind of signed the contract. So unless they were stolen, like, that is kind of your problem.
However much it is, I will have to pay it. My family are merchants, after all. It's vital that we keep our word and respect our contracts.
Well, it sounds like you're on hard times. You might be bankrupt now.
Now that it's come to this, I really shouldn't keep Crossel in the dark any longer. I'll go and inform him of the issue, and then negotiate the amount of compensation.
Yes, legally speaking, it seems this is the most sensible course of action. But before that, I have some questions about the hairpins. So hold on a moment, Mr. Chow. When you first touched the hairpins, what did you feel?
What did I feel? Well, I remember that the gemstones set into the pins were perfectly smooth to the touch, like the finest quality jade. My family has seen much jade pass through its hands in the past, so I am quite certain of my judgment in this matter.
Smooth to the touch. Finest quality jade.
I'm guessing jade isn't smooth to the touch.
No, it's nothing. I just need to re-examine a few things. Let's head over to Mr. Crossel's.
Okay. Fake.
Ah, Miss Yanfei, you've returned. With Miss Juchao in tow, too, I see. How are the hairpins? I trust you're quite satisfied with them?
About that.
Yeah, we lost him. Well, we didn't lose him. She lost him.
You lost them? Are you serious? Do you have any idea how expensive they were?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Why'd you
Truly,
point at
I
her?
am. I'll pay the compensation as per our contract. Every last mora.
Mora? Do you have any idea what I had to go through to get my hands on that Smaragdus jadeite?
Hey, you agreed to the contract, man.
I just don't... Forget it. Talking won't bring them back. Since Miss Yanfei is here, I suppose we can just have her estimate the amount that needs to be paid.
No problem. But before I can give an official estimate, I'll need to do a little market research. Ah, yes, and if I may just confirm again, it was in fact genuine Smaragdus jadeite inlaid into the hairpins, correct?
Of course. Genuine article guaranteed, or I pay back 10 times the value.
All right, understood. I'll conduct some market research, and once I'm back, I'll provide an official assessment of the sum owed by Mr. Chow in compensation. Please wait here, Mr. Crossel.
Thank you very much. How could she lose my hairpins? She'd better pay every last mora that they're worth.
Looks like I'll have to find
Wait.
some way to raise that money.
What if Crossel stole them? What if they're fake? He lends them out to people on this contract and then steals them, and then they lose it, and then they have to pay it back, but it's fake, and...
Please wait, Mr. Chow. I have something to discuss with you. It's not convenient to speak here, so let's find somewhere that we can sit and talk in more detail.
Miss Yanfei, what is this about? Are you here to tell me how much I owe?
No. What I wanted to talk about is, there is a chance that the ore inlaid on those hairpins may not be Smaragdus jadeite after all.
What do you mean? Are you implying that you already sneaked off and found them?
Doubt it, because she would say they are or aren't.
Obviously not. I'm no adventurer, let alone a member of the guild. I don't run thankless, time-consuming errands for a living. Let's just say I made some deductions.
Dang. That was a roast on my whole entire adventure, wasn't it?
I don't know if Granny told you this, but But Smaragdus jadeite is found deep underground and contains very concentrated elemental energy.
Yeah, and like, it hurts people if they come into contact with too much of it.
If mere mortals come into contact with it, well, they'll be sick in the best case. And in the worst case, they could even experience a dramatic change of personality. It most certainly would not be smooth to the touch. Mr. Chow, did you at any time feel unwell while the hairpins were in your possession?
No, not at all. I felt perfectly fine the whole time. Not even the slightest bit unwell. I didn't feel anything special at all, in fact.
Now that is strange. I noticed earlier that there were elemental traces in Mr. Crossel's vicinity. If I've deduced correctly, he may still have the Smaragdus jadeite in his possession.
If that's the case, we should go confront him right now and expose his dirty scam right to his face!
Maybe he changed personalities because he came into contact with it.
Absolutely not. If we were to confront him now, there's no way he would admit to it. Eventually, he would find some argument to compel us to leave. And then, he'd throw the Smaragdus jadeite into the sea the moment we were gone. After that,
Not if we
he
kill
would
him.
simply
I mean,
insist
what?
that Mr. Chow pay up per the contract. He would lose nothing. Meanwhile, we would have to look under every stone in Liyue, hoping and praying that the hairpins do actually still exist somewhere in this world.
So vivid that Paimon thinks it might be experience talking.
Oh, it certainly is. I've seen my fair share of situations like this, and brute force methods are certainly one way of resolving them. Fortunately, I have far more elegant solutions at my disposal. I'll share them with you in due course.
Going up to him and like confronting him is not brute force. Brute force is like beating the crap out of him.
Well then, since you're so experienced in dealing with problems like this, perhaps you could help me, Miss Yanfei.
Oh, that won't be a problem. But first, Mr. Chow, can I ask you to please sign this contract?
Huh? Does there have to be a contract for everything? Paimon can't even keep track.
Yeah, I'd be rich.
It feels like Yanfei is even more concerned with them than a certain someone else we know.
Yep.
These are my formal terms of engagement. Everything prior to now has just been pro bono advice. But for me to investigate any further, I require a written contract.
Wow, you really are not just like a regular adventurer that just helps people for just cause. No, you contracts and money and
Any work commissioned but not bound by a contract cannot be relied upon.
whatever.
I understand. Then I will be glad to place this matter into your capable hands if you will take it, Miss Yanfei.
For how much?
No problem. Just sign here, and I'll sign too. Okay. Now write your address
Paimon
here,
looks very
and then sign
concerned.
on this page as well. And I'll also
Now
need your
she looks
signatures
like
on
she
pages
doesn't
5, 7,
understand.
and on the very last page. Finally, if you could just use this ink pad to make a handprint over here.
Ugh.
This contract has so many pages. Paimon's all out of brain juice again.
When are you not out of brain juice?
Alright, that should do it. My fees are the same as always, and they're written in the contract. Have a look through and let me know if you have any questions.
I have all of the questions.
I've had a read through. Everything checks out.
You read through the you actually read through a contract? Who does that?
Well then, here's your copy of the contract. I will retain the other copy.
Cool.
Not for now, no. Despite how intractable this problem might sound, it will actually be quite straightforward to resolve, once we've got some things squared away.
Oh, whatever.
I don't believe you have been part of an investigation like this before, in which case, hopefully this should be quite the experience.
I mean, not with contracts, but I've been in quite a few investigations.
Miss Yanfei, I have to ask, why are you helping me?
Because we need the jadeite.
Because, as it happens, I'm currently trying to acquire some Smaragdus jadeite myself. I noticed strong traces of geoenergy around Mr. Crossel, so perhaps he has, in fact, secured some. Whether he actually made it into an item of jewelry or not is a separate matter, but either way, it's a lead. As long as we follow it, who knows? We might just be able to get our hands on some Smaragdus jadeite. Also, the idea of someone abusing the law to their advantage, I won't stand for it.
Okay, I can get behind that.
But again, let's not dwell on this. Let's go to... where can we find someone who processes ore? Ha! I've got it! Let's pay a visit to Chateau, the boss of the Jade Mystery. He's a professional when it comes to working with stone and ore. If Mr. Crossell had his ore worked on at all, Chateau would undoubtedly have been his first choice.
Oh, that guy.
Why, hello there, honored customers. Welcome to... Oh, it's you, Miss Yanfei. Is something the matter? Surely not more spurious claims that my jade betting is rigged and no one can ever win? Oh, I swear on all that is sacred.
No, nothing of the sort. Has a Snezhnyan merchant named Crossell
He's
enlisted your ore
Snezhnyan?
processing services recently by any chance?
Ooh, I hate him even more now.
A Snezhnyan merchant named Crossell, you say? I do remember that. He brought me a piece of ore, claiming that it was Smaragdus jadeite. That was the first time I'd ever encountered it, so I had no way of telling if it was really Smaragdus jadeite or not. But if a customer insists, far be it from me to contradict them. He was quite generous with his money, too, so I didn't give it too much thought. I processed the ore as per his request.
Do you have any leftover debris from your work on it?
Why, yes. It was my first time encountering this ore, after all, so I kept a few loose shavings to study myself later. They're
Those
right
are
over there,
more than a
in
bit of
fact.
shavings. Those are like massive pieces.
Thank you, sir. We'll take a look at them.
Those are painted rocks.
If my eyes don't deceive me, the cross-sections and patterning suggest that these are Smaragdus nephrite shavings.
The heck is that?
Yes, it's not particularly rare, nor is it especially valuable. It's used to make jewelry all the time. I've heard it said that Smaragdus nephrite is in fact the outer layer of Smaragdus jadeite, though no one's ever proven it.
A thin layer of separation, huh?
If you must see for yourself, try examining these shavings for traces of elemental energy. Smaragdus nephrite is an entirely ordinary ore, containing no elemental energy whatsoever.
Is that so? Well, we might as well give elemental sight a shot.
Sure.
So, did you find anything?
Nope.
So they really are different. But wait, how come Jichao was able to tell what it was just by looking at the shards? That's pretty awesome.
There's nothing special to it. It just so happens that I've come across a great many of these in my time. These two stones actually look very similar. Someone without a deep understanding of them would find it very difficult to tell them apart. There may be only a subtle difference for the casual viewer, but that translates to an astronomical difference in terms of the market price. And, I'm sure, a significant difference in the cost of having them carved into shape.
All right, let's focus up. We're going off on a tangent.
But, never mind, Shirto. Why would Mr. Crossell...
Because he's Snezhnyan.
Unusual actions have unusual reasons behind them. Let's take some of these shavings back to Chateau.
And he probably, touched the actual jadeite.
Miss Yanfei? Might I be so bold as to inquire,
If you could just confirm for me once more, sir. Mr. Crossell did indeed claim that the ore he brought to your store was in fact Smaragdus jadeite, did he not?
Yes, that's right. I still have a record of the job with me, in fact. Here. It says quite clearly, 1 chunk Smaragdus jadeite, uncut.
Then I have no further questions. But could I borrow the processing record and these stone shavings?
Of course. But might I ask why you need them?
Oh, I have my reasons. Yes. Please sign here on this affidavit. This document shall serve as signed proof that these stone shavings originated from the, ore that Mr. Crossell brought to your store. Please read it carefully.
Yes, I see. Forgive me for asking again, Miss Yanfei, but might I know the nature of the incident on this occasion?
I wouldn't say there's been an incident, just a minor issue. Thank you, sir. I'll take these with me.
With this hard evidence to back us up, Crossell won't dare try to deny what he did.
On the contrary, this is far from sufficient to build a case. We need to find something a little more compelling. If you want to make jewelry, you need a professional jewelsmith. Let me think.
Oh, what the?
Jewelry.
Where'd that book come
Jewelry.
from?
Nope.
Seriously, look at my character. He's like, what just happened?
Aha! Singsi. She often helps people to find a jewelsmith.
Where'd it go?
Let's go pay her a visit.
Where'd the what?
Well, that was quick. How can you know so many people?
Because lots of people come to me for legal advice every day. As you know, Liyue Harbor is the city of contracts. And contracts, well, I should say laws, are very important to us. But the amendments made by the Tianquan to our laws are unnecessarily complicated. How can I put this?
Well, sounds like
It
America.
just seems like they're hard to understand and impossible to finish. As such, legal advisors like myself provide quite the popular service indeed.
So you help them make sense of the law. But didn't you say that it's hard to understand and impossible to finish?
Yes, well, that's no obstacle because I've memorized all the legal codices.
You memorized them?
You sound surprised. Knowing the law inside out is a legal advisor's bread and butter, you know? Oh, this has nothing to do with being an adeptus. I just like reading things.
Again, with that casual tone.
Well, that's that then. Let's go look for Singsi.